Good morning, everyone. I'm here with Ezralea, and we're going to talk about building your book, getting started with SEO. So the first thing I would like to do is for her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Ezralea with Mountainside Spa. I've been a therapist for over 25 years and an esthetician for 15. We have 3 brick and mortar stores, and we've worked everywhere from private practice to luxury resorts.
Awesome. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So let's kind of dig into this. When we spoke, you said I'm not the world's SEO expert, but I truly believe that you can provide a lot of value to people who are listening to this, because I get asked this question, how can I do SEO? So let's first start with basically, what is SEO? What does it mean? What does it stand for?
So SEO, the label means search engine optimization. And what that means is when you get on Google and you say, hey, Google, find me this, or find me massage therapist near me or massage near me. If you have SEO, search engine optimization, developed for your sites in your social, you will pop up on those Google searches. That is the basic of what SEO is.
And I know, so why should people, so you make a good point, right? You just kind of pop up with SEO if you do it. Why should massage therapists even start doing SEO? Well, why not do Facebook ads or, the other 10 other, different ways you can market?
So what I did was I used Facebook ads or paid per click. That's your Google ads and your Facebook ads for short-term generation of SEO. You're basically paying for that search engine optimization per click, which is fine. But if you invest into it and you build it on the long term, you get to, it starts tractioning off and your search engine ranks higher and you don't have as much ad spend at that point. So one's a short-term investment and one's a long-term investment to keep you playing with Google. The short-term investment is easy to do on the on-front because it's instant gratification, but it is an expensive one. And so when you invest into both sides of it, you're building a long-term plan that if you don't have the ad spend for whatever month, you can still hit up in those search rankings with Google.
Right. And I think you even answered my next question. Which basically everybody says, SEO takes a while. I guess I should first ask, how long does it take?
In reality, it's 3 months. If you're 3 to 6 months is what they say. You start seeing attraction at 3 months, even at 2. And it just depends on how much you're able to establish in your optimization plan, truthfully. If you have a lot of time and a lot of money to put a lot of establishment in it, you can shorten that time load. But generally, even if you work with a company that gives search engine optimization, it's a 3 to 6 month window before you see constant, ongoing traction.
So what do you say to people that say, wow, that's a long time. It feels like I gotta hope. I don't really have time for that. What would you say to those people, to those massage therapists?
Work on both strategies. Work on the short term and the long-term strategy, because business is all about perseverance. I've had my brick and mortars for 15 years. I've been in this business for 25. How long are you going to be in business? And do you want to keep playing in the short term, or do you want to make it to the long term? And so you have to focus on both the short and the long-term facts to be able to get those gains. There's a lot you can do in the short term that is inexpensive but time consuming. Hold on 1 second. Hey, my daughter is there. So you have to play in both. So what we did is in the first 3 months, we plan to spend in our ad spend. Facebook ads can be really good, but I find that it's more PR work than purchase work. So PR is more public relations. I'm getting my name out there. I'm telling people who I am, but I never really got great, hey, I'm going to make an appointment, all the things. I've had friends that get tons off of Facebook ads, and it just really depends on how you create your story to have someone incentivized in that call to action. we get really great traction with our Google ads. So I've chosen to spend more of my money in the Google ads, because that is in our area. We're in a resort tourism style area.
Okay.
We're right at the base of some ski resorts. So for us, it makes sense, when we were very brand new, is to spend our money on those Google ads and then start developing that SEO in the long term, because we knew people would be coming down from skiing and be sore and say, where can I get a massage close to me? You know? Yeah.
And I think something you mentioned is kind of, you didn't explicitly say it, buyer's intent. So you talked about Facebook ads, you talked about Google ads, and even SEO. Could you explain what I think buyer's intent is really important for people to understand? Can you kind of explain what that means versus, Facebook and Google, if you don't mind?
Yeah. So a buyer's intent, you really have to give them a why. If I'm just saying, hey, I'm a massage therapist, come see me, I'm great, yeah, sure. I'm going to keep going, because I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about the person that I actually want to come in and buy. But if I rephrase the intent that it's speaking to them and say, hey, are you sore from skiing? Are you sore from those workouts? We have phenomenal massage therapists I can get you in today. Call now. That creates an intention for that person to buy. Instead of me talking about me, I'm talking about them. And so I'm telling them a story about who they are and how I can help them. And when we teach in our classes, we teach 3 things: find the problem, know your solution, and then offer it. It's really simple, but you have to speak to people in what their problem is. It doesn't matter how great my hands are, or how wonderful of a therapist I am, or how long I've been in this career. If I'm just talking about myself, I'm not doing anything for my clients. I need to speak to you,
Right. Yep. And I think what's cool about that is that's marketing, right? That's not just SEO, it's not Facebook ads, it's not, it's marketing in general. And then you can apply that to whichever technique you're going to use.
Yeah. If you go out and you purchase ads and you do SEO and it doesn't, you can put a lot of time and effort and money into all of these. But if you don't figure out that story to speak to your client on that and call them in off of what they need and what they want, then you're just wasting money.
Right. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
So kind of focusing back on SEO, are there different types of SEO?
Well, it all comes down to the same thing. It's just there's multiple ways to apply SEO. And so let's start with like blogging, okay? When we create a blog, you can go on Google and you can search massage therapist near me. And you'll see blogs and what's come up and the people that have optimized their websites and engines for that. But what a lot of people don't know is if you scroll towards the bottom of the page or the middle of the page, Google will actually tell you the exact phrase of what people are searching for. And so it will say, if I Google massage therapist near me, it will go all the way down to the bottom of the page. It will give you people also search for this, and it will give you phrases of what people are actually looking for. Now, some of the mistakes that I've seen is that people want to speak too specifically into their market.
Can we do that real quick? Can you give me 1 second?
Absolutely.
That's really cool. I didn't, and by the way, this was not planned.
Oh, it's not?
No, I didn't plan to do this, but you mentioned it. So I searched for massage therapist near me, and I'm in North Carolina, but if I scroll to the bottom of the page, like you said.
Go back. So right there in the middle of the page, and then at that bottom, see that square? People also ask. And that's those questions you want to ask and answer on Google, and go down to the bottom and it will say people also search for, searches related to. And so all of those highlighted words are the search words that you want to try to use when you're creating your blogs. That's what will make you pop up if you write specifically towards those words that are what people are searching for. And so basically, if I were, let me see, if I were going to write a blog, and you can see like in that Massage Chapel Hill, how he wrote, can't find time for yourself, bring the massage therapist to you. See how he wrote a sentence. Is what happens with SEO is you have to kind of, Google likes language. And so it's not, you can't just go massage therapist, like you could in the olden days, you know, and totally try to spam SEO your engines. You have to write it in a language. So you can see how if you look through some of these top searches, and he's pretty far down at the bottom, he's going to be like, what, 12 down there?
I think so.
He may be coming up a little bit higher for some other ones. But basically they're writing blogs, they're planting it on their site, or he's planting those in his website meta tags. And what they're doing is they're answering that question. They're saying,
hold on 1 second. So I wanna be really simple. You said website meta tags. What is a meta tag?
That's a little heavy. You know, I should have my web guru on here. So when you create your website, and I have a website guru, I am so not that person that built my website at all. But when you go in there, you can put tags in it of what kind of business you are. And they're called meta tags. And you put them on the very top explanations of your website. And so that will pop up. We've got massage therapists, spas, stuff like that. So it's a description of what kind of business that you are in your website itself.
And so I'm assuming, like, I know a lot of massage therapists will use Wix or Weebly or Squarespace or WordPress. Do you mind if I ask which platform you use?
We use WordPress.
Okay.
So all of those other platforms are easy and they're good, but Google specifically talks with WordPress the best. It's like different languages, you know? So, and for whatever reason, they've teamed up and they speak the same language the best. So that's where we choose to stay in. Now, Weebly and WordPress and all that, yes, you can get the SEO traction. Google just doesn't look directly to them first, you know? So.
Are there any tools to help with, do you know if there are any tools to help with the meta tags that come with WordPress? Anything off the top of your head?
I can offer out my lady that I think, you know, she does my websites and stuff like that, but I'm no expert in how to develop WordPress. You know, I've worked with people. I have found get in your own lane and find your experts there. And so we have a website. She's my website guru. She secures all my sites and stuff. And she kind of consults me ongoing about where we need to go with the site, and as far as tags and putting in optimization or even updating it and making sure that they're secure. So that's what I recommend. Like, some of the other places are pretty simple if you have that kind of techie mind. WordPress is not that challenging, but for me, I've got too many other things to do, and I really act as the CEO in my company, and that is just not my lane. So I stay out of it, because I could spend 15 hours a week just trying to mess with it and get engulfed into a deep hole of nothingness.
And I'm a tech person in WordPress. I look at WordPress and go, oh. I can do it. It's just,
you can do it. It just takes a lot of patience, you know, and it's another whole learning curve for sure. So, definitely. But getting back to the SEO portion, with any platform that you're using, when you're writing a blog, you really want to go through Google and you want to search for what you're writing for. Because so one of the things I've seen, especially with medical massage therapists sometimes, is they'll go and they'll write, I am a fascia release specialist. Mm-hmm. Majority of people don't even know what fascia is. So if you kind of make yourself, I'm this specialist, no one's going to search for that because they still don't know what it is. And so you have to put in the words that people are searching for. And so when we write a blog, we write what people are searching for, and we only speak to that. The other way to create really good traction for SEO is every time you implant a picture into any kind of Facebook, social, into your blog, into your website, is to name that picture with SEO quality chain. They call it short and a long chain phrase. So, and it has to be appropriate. If I put a picture up of someone getting a massage, I'm going to name it Massage Therapy at Mountainside Spa.
Okay.
And then that actually, what a lot of people don't know is that creates a lot of SEO traction on the image itself. And so even though it's still going out there as one flat image, it's really, it's dialing into your stuff, and it's kind of tractioning you higher to have all of your pictures tagged with quality SEO words.
Okay, and I'm going to try to kind of summarize what you said a little bit, and let me know if
Yes.
So what people search for, and I'm trying to do this in SEO-like terms, because I know when massage therapists look at things on the internet, it's not going to talk in layman terms, it's going to talk in SEO. So I'm going to try to do a conversion, a language conversion, if you will.
Yes.
So what people search for when they enter in their phrases online, those are called keywords, right?
Yes.
And so those, which you, when we did the screen share a little earlier, you were showing us like these are the keywords or the things that people search for, and those keywords should be somewhere in your blog, in images on your website. Is that a good summarization?
That's correct.
Awesome. And the question I was going to ask, which you answered too, is does having a blog help? So yes, you already answered that. What about online reviews?
Very much so. We ask our clients for online reviews constantly. We have an automated system that does it, and most booking systems have something that will ask for reviews, and we fish them to different pieces. You know, right now we have them going to Google. Sometimes we do it for Facebook and stuff like that, specifically where we're searching them for. Now, it doesn't necessarily help with search engine optimization, but what it is Google likes conversation. So when people review you, other people, like if you were coming to Utah and you're looking us up, you want to go see what the opinion of other people are. And we get a lot of people that come to us because there's been people that write, love this place, feels like heaven on earth, you know, all different kinds. And then we ask, how did you find us? Oh, Google, you had the best ratings, you had the best reviews, you know, stuff like that. And the other thing I'd say about reviews is you need to answer them, you know, even if it's once a quarter, going through and saying, hey, thank you for the compliments, and answering the bad ones is very important. Appropriately answering them, you know, by saying, hey, we're sorry that didn't work out the way it planned. Please call our team. We would love to fix it with you. Or creating some kind of response, because people look at your responses. You know, they look at how you're talking back to the client. It's not necessarily about getting that you got a bad review. Now, you definitely don't want to get tons, but when you've been in business long enough, you're not going to be everyone's person. Somewhere along the way, someone's going to get upset. And especially if you have employees, you can't control every factor in it. So for us, we go through about once a quarter and we answer all reviews, and we reply back immediately to our bad reviews, majority of the time. Immediately within a month or something, we'll reply back. Awesome. And then bury them.
So basically, people, if you get a bad review, reply to it, but take a breather, don't apply right away, go off and come back, right?
I recommend to put those replies into a group where people can help you, especially if you feel really heated. It's easy. I've dealt with customers for a long time, and it's a stab to the heart when your brainchild is like getting, you know, some criticism, and they are the best learning curve, you know, of everything. And so sometimes you just have to say, hey, thank you for letting me know what was going on. thank you for your opinion. I do appreciate it. And I'm looking at it and I'm dealing with it.
Right. That's really good, because I see a lot of massage therapists, and understandably so. Like, they're upset because, you know, the customer said this happened, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't. So
I think it feels personal, you
yeah.
know, and I think the challenge is it feels personal, but you have to take a step back. It's not personal. Business and personal starts to disconnect in that moment, and you have to just put on your business hat and say, I'm going to listen. This is somehow going to make me better by listening to this comment, even if it makes me mad. I'm going to listen, I'm going to take it in, and I'm going to figure out how to fix it in the future.
And one of the things I heard a lot of people, you know, when they ask for SEO advice, they say, use Google My Business. So can you tell us a little more about Google My Business and how that factors into SEO, if it does at all?
Yes, I love Google My Business because on the very short term cheap of it, that's how you can raise your SEO for free. But you have to post like once to 3 times a day consistently without fail. If you back off of that, it's like if you post every day, it tractions up, but if you stop posting, it will traction down, you know, type thing. So, sorry, my daughter again. Give me just 1 second. Let me turn that off. Hold on.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, we can get that.
Okay.
So Google My Business is a fantastic free tool. If anyone ever wants you to pay for it, nope, don't even pay for it. It's a free tool. The challenge is that it's a daily tool. You have to find the phrases, the content, the words, the pictures to post in there every day. So what we've done is we actually we took 1 or 2 days and we gathered about 30 pictures. And we do this consistently. We gathered about 30 pictures and we did all of our tagging to those. And then we went through our blogs. This is what I love about, if you write a blog, you can then kind of break it apart and start using it for posting on my business, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram. If you write your blog properly, you can just grab out paragraphs and boom, copy and paste onto Google My Business, as long as you're getting that really healthy keyword. Hey, do you need a massage today? Or massage near me? Are you looking for massage near me? And you just have to start within the first 2 to 3 sentences. Those keywords have to be implanted in there for for Google to see it. Yeah.
All right. So second to last question.
Yep.
If I'm a massage therapist and I'm ready to get started with SEO today, could you tell me, like, step 1, 2, 3, 4, or how many other steps there are? What should I do? I come to you, I want to get started.
So the first thing I'm going to tell you is to open a Google My Business platform and start posting to that and gather the content that you need so that you can cut and paste post to that daily. That would be my first advice that you can do for free. The second one that I would do is I would tell you to go on and create some kind of ad, or I use Canva quite a bit for the picture quality and what we can do, you know. Do you know what Canva is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Canva is creative art. You know, you can basically create art on there. So we go into Canva and we create art that can then be placed into a picture on Facebook or Google or Google My Business or something. And so the next thing I would tell you is go create a picture and take that phrase and maybe put in a very small amount to, and it depends on your area, to Facebook ads or Instagram ads or Google ads.
Okay.
Okay. Those ones, Google tends to be more expensive, but higher quality. Facebook tends to be less expensive. But what I would say with Facebook is make a very strong call to action. You know, strong call to action is get in today for, you know, $15 off your session only, you know, get in today only type thing. Or introductory offers for this specific amount of time, you know. that's what I would do with call to action ads, is make it very focused and make them, it needs to be a, hey, you're going to purchase this right now to be able to get the best deal.
Got
it. Those would be the, kind of off the bat, down, dirty, free, cheap, easier stuff. What I love, and this is my tool that I'm going to give out to all of you, is we go to a place called The Hoth, TheHoth.com. TheHoth.com is, it's a white label SEO service. And so we actually do local SEO services through them. And majority, what a white label is mostly marketing companies are using another company like this to do most of the data work. We go there because of time and expense and stuff like that. We go there and we're able to get local SEO for a pretty inexpensive cost. And I'm able to get a blog written for about $60 to $70.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we've found that to be a vast tool. I look at time versus dollars. My time is worth a lot. And if I'm going to sit down and write a blog, it's probably going to take me a couple of hours. I kind of would rather pay them $60 to $70 to take, so I can gain that time back, and then just purchase it from there, because it will have the high quality SEO content. Now we're a little bit mature in the spot industry game, so we have the resources to go and do that. That is where I would go as soon as you have the resources to really invest into your long-term game of SEO. And what this would mean is that you're investing anywhere from about $250 to $500 a month in SEO, and then you're going to start seeing this traction of calls continuously. In my experience, and it was very, very hard for me to say, I'm going to invest $500 a month in SEO, especially when I opened a brand new store. It was like, I'm biting my nails to make that commitment, But what we immediately saw was the phone ringing. Immediately. Hey, it really cut that. And on our sales, we started seeing our sales with traction up $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. And then at the in the long game of it, after we looked over through the past to now, like it jumped us pretty fast from being, I would say it jumped our revenue very strongly and very fast, that it became, I will never stop doing that SEO traction. Now I can back off my Google ads, I can back off my Facebook ads, and I really only do awareness on Facebook now. We just have someone doing posting. We never really run ads unless it's something as special, like Mother's Day or Father's Day or something. So now we just strongly invest into the SEO because the sales show that it works by thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are there any guides, even your own or other guides, that you would recommend for people who want to get started with SEO?
Guides or
guides, classes, courses, any resources?
Well, we are actually going to be opening up. I'm just getting it started due to getting closed down for COVID, but I have a group called Spa Ninjas, and I've done consulting for higher end brands for a very long time, and we're going to be putting out this kind of work into there for free during the virus outbreak, just to help all of these companies share knowledge and share some support on how we can get out of this pandemic and move forward in a healthy way. Because we can do a lot of foundation work right now. Like if you start posting now, you're at home, you can't do massage, work on this stuff. Work on these foundations, work on these platforms, and get used to build your content and post it. Because that will, when you come out of this and you go back to work, you're going to be tractioning higher than those around you that didn't do this. on your labels and stuff. And then when people are starting to look for those services again and get back to life, they're going to see you first.
Awesome. Would you mind sharing that link with me later on? I wanna be able to get people into the group, get them started using, get your help, basically, you and your team. So.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, we're excited to kind of share our work. We've wanted to open up consulting for a very long time. And so we're really excited to just share what we're doing and how we've gotten there. It's been a lifelong dream, well, not dream, just a passion of mine, because I grew up as a therapist, that we've always mentored and trained therapists. So currently I actually am quarantined with a mentor, or the mentee that came from Florida to, she's doing career stepping stones with us, so that basically she wanted to learn how to own a spa. And so she's come out here to work with me for a year, and then we got stuck together. And so we're building a spa room in my house, and we're just going to start from the very beginning, you know,
Awesome.
and grow her career stepping stones. And we're going to show all of that on there, and we'll be teaching her everything from body mechanics all the way up into management and how to run a business and stuff. And as long as we're shut down, we're just going to put the content out there for free. And then when, you know, at some point after this, we'll close it up and then offer it out for, you know, for a paid version type thing. So, yeah. But those are the things I really, you know, come learn from me. I'm happy to teach. You can, but there's also the Hoth is a really good resource. You can learn a lot on there just looking at stuff. You can scan your own websites and stuff. They have a lot of free tools. And then as far as classes, there's so many classes and people that want to help you out there. I recommend that really find someone that you trust, especially when it comes to SEO. I have had marketing experts in the past that did not do the work properly. And I did not have the education at the time to know the difference. I couldn't readily identify it on the onset. So that's where my website guru really came in handy for me, is she was the one that said, this is not working the way it needs to. Right. You know, this is not what it should be, you know. And so she was able to have those expert eyes for me to do that. When you hire a marketing company or you hire anyone, you have to be able to have a fundamental understanding of what the work is and have them report back to you.
Reports are huge. Like that's one of the things I work in even with software developers, having to hire software developers, you know, I'm happy that I actually know what they're doing. I've had people come to me after they've had somebody who didn't, and they were like, I had no clue what was going on. I wasted thousands of dollars. You know, how can you prove to me what's going to happen? And so that is actually a really good point, to have a good understanding of what's going on. Not necessarily the details, but just a base understanding of what's happening, so that when you get a report, you know, this is working, this is not working. So. Yeah,
you should be able to read a marketing report just as well as you can read a P&L, you know, or your sales reports or your expense reports. You have to have that understanding, or you're just setting yourself up to get ripped off pretty much. And I've lost money doing that from not having that understanding. So it's called life tuition. You either pay for the services or you pay life tuition, you know, and you can choose. So
I like that. All right, well, we're going to wrap up. Is there any final words or wisdom you would like to impart on anyone listening to this?
No, let's work together. You know, this is not a time to kind of be at each other's throats and decide what's best. This industry really needs to come together in a very cohesive way, so that we're helping from independent to big spas. We have to be able to help each other and learn from each other instead of battling idealisms right now. And so I've worked on both sides of the gamut, and we're happy to share our advice. But what I would ask of this industry is to please lay down the control, lay down the ego a little bit, and let's just work together on our expertise. If you can help in the private practice field, great, give advice and help. But let's leave the criticism at bay. If you can help in the big business field, jump in there and help them. A lot of times what I see, because I've worked on both sides of the gamut, is you have therapists that had this dream and they wanted to grow into a big business. And in the scale, they found the really hard challenges in it. And sometimes those challenges are coming from our own industry of we're no longer, we're trying to put on our boss hat, and our therapists are like, yeah, you're wrong, you're this, you're mean, you're that. And it's like, hold on, I don't just have you to protect. I have 17, 20, 30 people that I now house and I now feed to protect. A lot of times with the franchises, and this is where a lot of my consulting has come into play, is you will find someone that just wanted to invest into a business, and they had that dream too. And no, they've never been a therapist or anything like that, but they had the money to open this dream. And so they purchased a brand. They purchased a franchise brand so that they would have the operational tools to hold their dream. Where I've tended to come in is that we have to teach each other, from that leadership aspect to the provider aspect, the respect that each deserve. A lot of times my consulting is coming in and teaching the boss what the provider is actually doing, and then teaching the provider how the boss has to think and protect and why they make those choices that they do sometimes, so that there's this clear communication and understanding. So if I can ask anything out of this community, it's just take a deep breath and let's be grounded together, and let's pass on. I mean, essentially we're healers, or we're passing on, pain relief, when we're helping people feel more comfortable in their life. And so I would like to see us kind of come together as a community, that we can do that amongst each other, and understand that just because I own a spa doesn't mean I'm a big bad boss person, or that because this therapist doesn't know how to show up on time doesn't mean that all therapists are flakes. We have to bypass in that criticism and go into, how can I help you? How can we help each other get through and create that virtual handshake, of communication, and saying, I got you back, and so that would be my words of wisdom. I guess the other one thing would be is that if you hang out in business long enough, you find really fast perseverance is what it takes. It's stepping back into the game on an everyday basis. And when you've had that really bad day, and I've had lots of them where it's like, I never want to do this again. You just need a lot of sleep, some food, some water, and then rethink your priorities with a coach or with a consultant, because some of it is just needing the education to take the next step forward. So business is all about perseverance. We will make it through this virus, and we can make it through together if we're supporting each other.
I completely agree with that. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you as well.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the invite from you. It's been such a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Thank you.